That's a big hodgepodge, and a lot of it's going to depend on, again, where is it located, what is around it, is it rural, is it, in a developed area, that type of thing, and what is the seller asking for the property. So you got to take all those things in consideration and look at it. But you know, trying to put an RV park and self-storage and then other housing and all that, that's not necessarily going to work, depending on where it's at and how it's laid out and all that, but it could.
Yeah.
You just have to kind of look at that. And again, if you put an RV park there, are people going to want to go there? And why would they go there? What other demand drivers are in the market? Is there a lake nearby, rivers, hiking, resort, amusement park? What's going to bring people there? They're going to want to, place an RV there. Or is he just talking about cheap, mobile home park living because you can't get a mobile home park approved, and then you got rules for an RV park in terms of how long they can park there and stay there. So, those are the things you got to think about. From feasibility, do you control the land now, or is it actively for sale, or is this like a, off market?
No,
Oh, okay. So talk to some brokers, so brokers in the area, commercial brokers that represent, different types of things, can kind of give you an idea, of what would be appropriate there. In that location, that area. But yeah, feasibility studies can get expensive, especially on something like that, because you've just got so many variables. And then, they're going to come in and they're going to look at what are the demand drivers, what's in the market, what's surrounding it, what's bringing people to the area, jobs, entertainment, and then, general, neighborhood demographic services like grocery stores, retailers, things like that. What's going to generate the interest from somebody to either live there, visit there, and that kind of thing. And storage can be a good use if you've got, lots of rooftops around it and there's none or limited storage in the area to service it. So, I mean, that's what these companies really do, is they go into and they start, looking at those factors and researching that. A lot of that goes back to, property database, things like that you can get on Google and things, and they just put them in nice fancy reports, and they call brokers and property management companies, and they'll get an appraiser to come in, which, by the way, you can hire an appraiser to do a feasibility study for you too. Kind of a highest and best use. A lot of times, a C or not a CCIM, but a MAI appraiser, can give you a feasibility study for, a lot less than what a firm would charge you to do something like that. Yeah, I mean, so it depends on what the use is. So generally, traffic count for retail, they're going to want what's going by that can pull into my, just pull right off the road into my parking lot. But if you're a storage facility or an industrial park, then highway traffic's, or a hotel, highway traffic's fine. Or a, gas station, something like that. If they can see it and pull off quickly, that's okay. But if you're impulse retail, they generally will, are going to want roadside access, right there instantly. That's personal. So, a lot of people have that strategy, and their whole goal is they don't want to sell anything. And I mean, when you're leasing land, you've got nothing to do. You're just collecting money. It's an annuity. So if you're in a position where you don't need the chunks as they come in, and you just want annuity type income, those can be great, assets. And, classic example would be billboards, right? A lot of times people own the dirt and they lease that to a billboard company. Some people own the billboards too, and that's a good business, by the way. But the downside to a land lease is if you get a tenant that goes out of business, well, then you're stuck with that thing on your property. And, somebody else hopefully can come in and use it or redevelop it or renovate it. But if not, ultimately it's got to get tore down, somehow by someone. But generally that's going to be on whoever the next use is. But yeah, land leases can be a great deal, especially if you have the right tenant, like a Chick-fil-A or, Walgreens, CVS, companies like that.